Dun, 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 dun. Hey, CJ, how are you? It's good to see you on the video. You were live before I was live, so there you go. You beat everybody. I hope you're having a good day and you're feeling well. Hope you had a good day overall, and life is treating you good. It was good to see you on Sam's channel on Sunday night. I actually stayed up. That was a big thing. I actually stayed up past my bedtime, or I wasn't asleep at my desk. Hey, Paula, how are you? Good to see you. Thanks for being here on the channel at the live stream. You missed me singing da, 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 at the beginning of the to start off the live stream. It's like whoops. But it's great to have you guys here. I've got copious notes today, and what I'm going to start doing, and the list is not exhaustive yet, but I'm going to put the channels that I follow, and really not even necessarily the big channels. I follow a lot more channels than I'll put in, but I think my list is a little bit incomplete. I may have skipped a few, but I'm going to put the channels in the description of my live, so that if I mention somebody can go back and go ahead and click on those links or go ahead and find out what the links to the channel are. So if I missed you, I'll definitely put you on the next one. I think I may have missed CG, and I'm sorry about that. But, I thought that's just something, with the community we're in, I think I'm really grateful for all of you, and definitely want to recognize that and also promote the community that we're in, because it's a wonderful community, and I want people to know about channels that I watch and appreciate. So I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to throw that in there. So that if you see all of those links, I hope they show up as links on the description, but definitely they'll be there. I had an interesting thing with my channel. There were channels I follow, and I had to edit a couple. I was going to edit out a couple that were no longer producing videos. There was a great couple who I had as one of the first links, but they haven't made videos in 6 months. I think they fell off the radar or they stopped doing it. But I kept on updating the list and moving it around, and YouTube would not update the list. So finally, I had to go the scorched earth approach, and I actually had to delete out. Sorry about the itching of the nose. See, with a beard and a mustache, oh boy, does it get itchy sometimes. Yeah, itch your nose like crazy. Anyway, I had to go scorched earth, and I deleted that section from my channel, and then waited a few days. I checked on it today, so finally the whole section's gone. So now I can add it back and redo it again. So crazy YouTube life, and I'm constantly learning things about YouTube that is kind of strange and odd behavior. It's just definitely, I don't know if you guys have run into similar stuff with the odd things that YouTube does with the management of the channels. One thing I can't understand, and I don't know why they do this. If I do a YouTube short and I put it on the channel, I can't change the thumbnail on the short. They tell me I have to go to a mobile platform or my phone, or I still have to figure that out because I've tried it on my phone. And I, for the life of me, cannot figure out how to add a thumbnail to a YouTube short. But they don't give you that option when you're on a computer. They just don't let you change anything, which is just so bizarre. So, I'm going to keep on, slugging away, trying to get at, figure out how in the world YouTube works. So, but yeah, if you think of anything crazy that you've seen in the behavior of how YouTube does things, but definitely it's a strange beast, and they're changing it all the time. I mean, they're adding to it, taking things off. And I actually was watching something before this live stream started, and I don't know if you guys have watched Kevin Colby. He's got a great channel. If you just look up Kevin Colby, he was talking how Google is your secret YouTube tool. And he was talking about searches. He was looking at, how to install a light that he picked up. And it actually promoted the channel with the smaller number of views and the smaller channel in the Google search first, which I found interesting. I haven't finished watching his video yet, but it was an interesting look that people who are doing a search on Google on a topic may find our channels and go ahead and click on it, and maybe we get another subscriber or another view. But I found it very interesting. So I don't know if you guys watch him or follow him, but definitely it's worth a check out, So, and let's see what else is new. I've just been spending a little time working on the channel. I've been cleaning things up because what I was doing up until recently, I had 2 playlists, but everything wound up going into the playlists. And after a while, I thought about it. It's like, well, that's silly, because anybody who's watching a YouTube short will also possibly get a full-length video, which doesn't really fall together. And if you're watching a full-length video, they might get a short, or maybe they'll get a live stream like this. So things were all over the place. So I spent some time. I made a section for the videos, the longer format that I create. And then I nuked all of the YouTube shorts from that list and any live streams that I had in that list. So it knocked it down to the same number of videos that I actually had long format. And then I made a YouTube short list, shorts. And then I put all the shorts in there. And so, that's kind of the cleanup. Hey, Mike, thanks for joining. Appreciate you being here. I was just talking about all the cleanup I've been doing on my channel and the weird behavior of YouTube Studio. How you can't put, I don't know if you have seen this, Mike, or figured a way around it, but, with the YouTube Shorts, you can't put a thumbnail on the shorts. You have to do it through a mobile platform, like your phone or some other mobile device. And you can't do it on the computer, which is mighty silly if you ask me. Let's see. Paula says, I got a phone, but I'm listening to. Okay, good. Yeah, and regarding to phones, I find it interesting that a majority of people actually watch the videos on phones or tablets or mobile device, and it's funny. I'm a product of the desktop age when we were mostly desktops and we didn't even have cell phones. And I find it fascinating that most of the people are just, and I should know better because my daughter and my son are always watching videos and giggling hysterically at the videos they see. And what are they on? They're on a phone. That's what people are doing. So, I find it very interesting. Let's see. CG says, Tim, you're close to 500 subscribers. Gosh, I hope so. Let's see. I watch things on my computer. Okay, computer or TV. And it's interesting with the channel art. Talking about maybe I'm winding up going down a different rabbit hole. But with the, it's funny with the banner that you create for the channel. The banner size for the computer is different than the banner for the phone, than the banner for the TV. The TV is probably, I think, stop me if I'm incorrect, but the biggest format. So when you do up your banner, optimally, you have to plan for that. So I've got my daughter on the case, my graphic artist design daughter who works for the state, trying to get her to help me out because the old man's a little confused. Let's see. Mike says, I'm on my phone most of the time. Okay, so you're you're a phone guy, and you probably watch the YouTube content on your phone, correct? And I'm such a product of my, we're at this. You're a couple of years ahead of me, but I'm a computer guy. Gosh, I'm a big old nerd. I got my laptop. And I got a second screen, guys. Yep, and squirrel. I just got it from my friend. It's a Dell monitor. It's like a 27-inch monitor, and it just sits. You can't see it. Wish you could, one of these days I'm going to do a live stream where I've got multiple cameras where I could show stuff. But it's a Dell monitor, and it's like a 4K monitor. And I got it for like $300. And so, boy, oh boy, and the monitor I got here in front of me is a Viotech. It's a 32-inch monitor, but it's only 1080p. So he actually, on the 27-inch monitor, shows a lot more real estate than the 32-inch because it's a 4K. And it's wonderful. And the thing, really, I'm getting super excited because, wow, the thing rotates. Uh-huh. So it'll rotate and it'll go into a vertical mode. And then with that, if you read an article and it'll just give you this long format of the article, or if you're doing a Google document, you can see so much more of it. So it was so much fun. So I'm glad I got it from him. He was getting an Apple monitor, and boy, those things are expensive. And one of those, and he was getting one, not the ones that they're selling now for $1,600 and $3,200 for a monitor. He got one that was, the previous generation, but got a pretty good deal. And yeah, so Mike, you're familiar with the MacBook. He got one of these monitors from Apple. Well, he bought it on Facebook, I think. And, it still costs a lot of money, but he had gotten this Dell monitor, which he didn't color coordinate exactly with his MacBook Pro. So he wound up selling it to me. So I benefited from that. So it's wonderful. So, and let's see, I have 2 monitors on my MacBook doing a live stream. Okay, so you're doing a live stream tomorrow. Excellent. What time are you doing your live stream? So I can make note of it and try to join in during the day. And guys, if you got any live streams coming up, definitely put it on here. And Mike, I did mention at the start of the live stream here that you'll notice in the description that I have the list of different links, and here's I had it on my document, but it's links to all the different channels that I follow, your guys included. I think poor CG, I forgot him in the list, but next time you'll be on there. But it's in the description. So, if people who watch this later on, they're going to have links to your channels. And let's see, Thursdays at 3 p.m. Okay, so Paul is at Thursdays at 3 p.m. I'm doing one of those screenshots, and I'm just going to take a picture. Oops. So, okay, I took a picture. And now I'm going to take another picture because Mike's time came on here. So I'll take another screenshot. Nice. So, whoops. So I can put those on. I take these little screenshots, so it's wonderful. I don't have to scramble and write them down, but thanks. So tomorrow 1, and Paula, yours is on Thursday. So excellent. And CG, I don't know, do you do lives at all? But if you do, put it on there and we'll note it down. And yeah, so that's kind of what I want to do. And also Mike, I was talking about how I had to take off the section of the page that talks about channels I follow, because there was one channel that I follow, or a couple. Actually, one of them wasn't doing any videos for about 6 months, so I wanted to take them off, and I took them off, but it was never changing. I finally had to go scorched earth and delete the whole section off of my YouTube page, and then now it's gone, and now I can start from scratch again and recreate it again. So, the life of a YouTuber, it is so exciting. But, I love learning this stuff. It's just amazing. And one of these days, I'm going to figure out how to work. There's a tool called the OBS Studio, and I think All Things Ron uses that. So that would be that actually allows you to stream and then share your monitor and multiple video streams. So I think that's pretty cool. So I'll have to check it out and check out and Mike, you've been doing a lot of videos lately too. You've been really kicking it with your shorts and your lives and all that stuff. So I don't know if you're going to be talking about that tomorrow, but I'd love to hear about how you do some of that stuff. Because I see the way you all do some of these streams or videos, and you do so much better job. And I'm just excited to keep on learning and growing in my skills. So, it's and I find that a lot of people find the channel, at least my channel anyway, is through the shorts. So interestingly enough, they find it through the shorts and not so much the long format. So let's see. CG says, I haven't done any live streams yet. Don't feel ready yet because I'm okay. Well, that's all right. Doing the video. Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm just doing the kind of like, I'll do a live, I'll do shorts, I'll do long format, and I'll probably invite a mariachi band in the next stream. Why not? So, it's fun. It's just so many different things, and but I've been having fun with it, and I'm continuing working on the long format of the videos. I'm actually going to be posting a lot more shorts on the channel, and it's going to be a variety. I've got a video coming out tomorrow that I forget which one. Oh, I talked about. It was an interesting video. I was walking and looking at all the trees in the woods and so on, and I saw a widowmaker. Now, how many of you know what a widowmaker is? Let's see if we'll do a little quiz here. Give you a second. But I saw a widowmaker in the woods, so I took a video of it and I made it a short. So that's going to be coming out as of tomorrow. Okay. Let's see any responses, so I'll spoil the alert. A widowmaker is when there we go. Widowmaker is somebody that makes spider. I didn't even think of that, CG. Very clever. No, this kind of widowmaker is a branch or a part of a tree that's broken off or snapped, and so it's literally hanging out awkwardly across at a spot that you can't get it. And and they call them widowmakers because the loggers used to call them widowmakers because if the branch falls in, and these are significant branches, they're maybe like that much in diameter, and so these could fall on them and take them out of the picture. They're going to see Jesus at that point. So a widowmaker. Hence, so I took a video of this branch up in the tree. It was a good sized branch going across. It's off in the woods and stuff, so it's not, other than maybe falling on a squirrel or a chipmunk or something. I don't think it's going to do anybody harm. But I thought it was interesting to shoot a video of it anyway. and I did. You have to laugh at yourself sometimes too, because I posted a short today, and I talked about the snow that we had here because it snowed last night out here in upstate New York, and I heard it, the sleep pattering against the windows, and I could hear it happening out there. And I looked out the window, and of course, I looked out the window this morning, and of course, everything's white again with snow. And so I figured, okay, I'll do a short on that. So I popped that onto the shorts and stuff, and I checked on the counts later. Guess how many folks watched the video so far? If you can guess. Oh, okay. Let's see. Miss Paula says a local guy was nearly killed by a widowmaker. Yeah, it's a serious thing. I mean, they're no joke. So maybe it'll make more people aware of what damage they could do. We had one on the side yard that we had to take care of. The tree actually had broken in one of the high winds. It was a pine, and it broke and it fell and leaned against another pine tree. And so it leaned against the pine tree, and so I had to have somebody come in and do tree work. Well, so they took down the tree it was leaning on, but boy, it's an exact science. I mean, you can't mess around with it. And then he cut down one tree. All he had to do was it was so rotted out in the middle that when he cut the tree that I wanted him to also add to the list, he just had to cut it back on a little bit. The only thing was holding a little bit of wood holding up the tree, and that went crashing down. So the pine trees don't hold up too well at all. So, but anyway, getting back to the short video that I posted this afternoon. So as of before this stream, it's been on for like 6 hours or so, maybe 5. I got 1 view. I had to laugh. It's like, that song, the music that goes wah wah wah. So that was playing in my head. It's like, well, you win some and you lose some, and that definitely lost some. So anyway, you gotta laugh at yourself. I mean, who knows what makes one a crazy viral or high views and what makes another one not. I've put on stupid videos, of a squirrel chasing another one around the yard, and that got tons of views, you know. And in fact, we just took in I don't know if you saw the shorts where I got, um, Rasputin, the anti-negativity Christmas dog. So we finally took him and put him in the garage. So Rasputin's taking the season off until next year. So, but it was such a tease, the weather lately, because the warm weather came along. It was so beautiful, so warm. Oh, it was lovely out. I thought, okay, get outside, do some yard work, and then, man, it is back down in the 30s again, and it's going to be that way for a little while. Let's see. CG says I've had videos that have gotten almost no views on the first day. So yeah, isn't that anticlimactic though? When you look at it, you're like, wow. It's like, but but it's wild because even my first video, which to date is just still dumbfounds me, now has 17,000 views. And that's driven a large majority of people who subscribe to the channel. And my shorts have driven people to the channel. So who knows? So I'm going to put more shorts on there. So we'll see. I've got probably, when the weather was good and I got to walk around a bit, I took a few, short videos. And I have to tell you about this, when I went out to do some videos early in the week when it was warm. Let's see, CG says, yeah, the algorithm is hard to figure out. It's darn near impossible. And let's see, Paula says the algorithm is a mystery. Yes, it is very much a mystery. And you guys have to laugh when I went. So I went down. I went for a walk. Because I'm trying to be a good boy and get more exercise. So I walked down to the end of our road, and there's a bridge that crosses over a little stream. So I thought, well, of course, I'll walk down there. I had my, I had a little tripod and my phone. And so it was 3:30 when I did this. Now, you think I would have thought for a second of the timing of this venture. 3 local businesses here, and including the hospital where I worked, shifts get out at 3 p.m. The town department and public works, which is right around the corner from me, on a road down, probably about a quarter mile down, gets out at 3 p.m. So here I am, like a genius, went down the road thinking, oh, this will be great. It's during the day, people are at work, and I'm going to film some shorts. These cars were going. No sooner did I start to record than a car's coming by, and I'm like an attitude. I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm really to choke these people. I started, so I'd stop it, do it again, and then I did one of a stream. Looking down, I had to do 2 takes of that because here comes a motorcycle. Right? You can't see it on the video, but you can definitely hear them. So I thought, okay, genius. Next time you go down to film, make sure it's not during the commuting hour. So anyway, let's see. Getting back to the comments here. Mike says, YouTube is acting weird lately. I don't get notifications a lot of the time for channels I'm subscribed to. Yes, I hit on all of your channels. I hit the subscribe with the bell notification, so I'll at least get the comment on the top of the screen, so I'll know when somebody's posted a video. Because sometimes so many videos go by, you can miss somebody's. So let's see. Paul says, Mike, I found over 30 comments that, yeah, YouTube never showed me. Yeah, and when I went to, what I found too in regards to that, Paul, is that I started looking deeper into when you go into your manage page, and then I look at community, and I hit the tab, and then it shows you the comments. But there's also options on that'll show you all replies or replies to my comment. So I wound up checking them all, and I found really going back about 4 or 5 months, there were comments that I did not see at all. So I spent a lot of time going through and responding to people after after a fashion. So sometimes it pays just check all the boxes and go back and take a look at who you missed. But it's so easy to miss, and that's frustrating because they say you want to respond to people, and it's good engagement to somebody puts a comment, takes the time to put a comment on the channel, and then you don't respond. I like it when people respond to my comments. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But the bigger channels, I can understand why they don't, because they get tons of comments, and that's all they would be ever doing. So let's see. Mike said, I found a couple of them today too, Paul. Okay, so yeah, you're seeing the same thing. And yes, and Paula, you're right. Frustrating to find it months later. Yeah. So that's and thank goodness I'm not at a point where I have a ton of people, and I figured that out early enough that. So I click all those buttons when you view on comments, and so it's kind of interesting, and that's one thing I saw. So so when I shoot my videos or shorts or longer formats, I gotta check that clock and make sure that I'm not doing it during communion hour. Let the light shine over Gibraltar. Let's see. So, I'm going to continue working on the live format. In fact, what I'm going to do on a couple of them is I've been reading this book that I've got a short already for, but I still have to do the long format video. But I want to link the short to the video. That's something new I want to keep on doing, or start doing and keep on doing, so that it drives some traffic to the channel. So I still need to do that. And I have a number of live shorts that I want to post on the channel, just to try to get one out every day or every other day. Or so if I shoot, it's easy to get out there and shoot a 30-second clip. Nature. I want to get out and do some sunrise or some sunset video clips too. So that was something. But I did, let's see. Oh, and Paula, I've been, one thing I went through after recently I had a colonoscopy that I talked about in one of the streaming sessions we had. But it's funny, the colonoscopy prep, it was just a killer. But I lost like 7 pounds after the prep, and I thought, wow, this is inspiring. Then I thought, well, and so I started doing intermittent fasting. So I'm doing an 8-hour eat-in window. I started with just eating once a day, but I couldn't do that quite yet. So I'm doing an 8-hour eat-in window. So I'm actually down to 241 from 252. So it's a start. A lot more of me to lose, but I am working on that. I know you were working on that as well. So I'm in the battle with you. It's not easy. My wife is trying to do. Yeah, I want to, honestly, I'm 5'9" by about 5'9" wide. So, I don't do many standing videos because, yeah, I got what the gut that many middle-aged men do, or older guys carry around. And, when I send a picture to my family, I had a nice picture taken of my wife and myself at the restaurant we went to. But holy cow, did I see the overhang of my waistline. And so I did a little cropping of the image so that it was above the waistline to send to my family. Why? Because there are 5 boys in my family that I grew up with. 1 passed away, but the other 3 are still around. And if I send them a picture with me with my gut hanging out, I will never hear the end of it. So I send them a nice edited version. So yes, I'm trying to slim down. So that's the plan. And sometimes I got to stop myself from weighing myself every day too, because that's a bad habit. And I've also, I've got to take my blood pressure every day. So I'm doing it with tracking blood pressure, check the weight, but, and then, let's see, edited versions are great too. Yeah. Expect great and safe when sending it to your brothers. Boy, my brothers, boy, they're busters, especially my middle brother. If he ever watches this, yeah, Cliff, I'm talking about you. He busts my chops like there is no tomorrow. Boy, is he on me? He's like on me like white on rice. He just gives me such a hard time. He thinks he's being funny, but he drives me absolutely up the tree. But anyway, So let's see. I've got my nice little list here. So I'm keeping on script. Let's see. So I mentioned the shorts. Continue working on live format. Working on the Eden. Oh yeah, and the book. Well, I'll save the book. The name of the book. Oh heck, I'll tell you about it because there'll be a video. But I'm reading a book called Days on the Family Farm: From the Golden Age through the Great Depression by Carrie A. Meyer. So I'm going to be doing a video about that. But it's a wonderful book, and it talks about life and this is from 1890 to probably about 1920. And I'm reading it, and their life was so much different than ours. I mean, the obvious thing, they didn't have technology. There was no phone at that time. The first car came out in 1900, and not many people had those, and people were still riding horses. And the communities were small. This was right outside the area of Chicago, and they were a small community that only had, I don't know, a few hundred people to maybe 1,000. And they were right outside Chicago, and it talked about how Chicago grew as a major hub. And and it's just amazing. Even as of 1910, I think Chicago had 3 million people in it. So it's a fascinating read. But I got that book. It was a recommendation from Heritage, Josh Scanlon. I follow him. He's got a wonderful YouTube channel. He does heritage wealth planning, but he mentioned a few different books, and this was one of them. And it's taken me forever to start it, but it's a great book. So anyway, I'm going to be doing a video on that. So, and I'm actually catching up on a lot of reading, which has been fun. I know Rick's retirement journey. He works at a bookstore, and he does a lot of reading himself. He's a Marine veteran, so be sure to check out his channel. I've got the link down in the comments. So, but let's see, days on fire. Oh, and also, if Tiger was on tonight, I mentioned that I did check out his channel, and he started a new channel, by the way. He let's see, it is, I think it's called Tumbleweed. So Tiger on Fire. He's also doing a new channel, which is more updated than the other one, called Tumbleweeds on Fire, because he sold his house, and now they're in a van, kind of a van camper living situation. I don't know how to describe it, but they're starting to share their adventures. So I'm super happy for him. He finally got to sell his house. So it's wonderful to follow. So, and yes, I'm hoping to get, like CG mentioned before, I was at 487 just before this video started. So I'm hoping to get to, well, even when I get to 500, I think that's the first number of viewers. But the watch hours is what's getting me. I'm at 800 something, maybe 870 hours. So I've got a long way to go, McGee. I've got about 2,200 hours to go before anything happens. I'll probably reach the number of subscribers before I get to the watch hours, because I'm just not there with it yet. But anyway, let me have a sip of water and I'll read some more comments. Let's see. Does Mike said, does the video keep pausing briefly? Oh, it's okay. It's slowly falling behind the chat for me, and I have to keep a fast forward for the video. So let me change this. I've seen that on some videos now where I'll be watching something. I've seen that on Buzz's retirement garage. Excuse me, guys. That is, I think sometimes it depends upon your Wi-Fi. So Mike, if you're out about it on your phone, sometimes our phones are a slower connection than our computers. I know my phone is that way, but that is frustrating. And I also, some people have recommended clicking the live chat, so you can either do top chat or live chat. So live chat was recommended by a few channels that I've watched their lives, so that might help. But sometimes it's just a bad Wi-Fi connection, and it could also be a bad Wi-Fi connection on my end too. But in this case, I don't think it is, because I have up to a gig of download and like 50 or a very fast upload, and I'm on the desktop, and this has a physical Ethernet cable plugged to it, so there's no Wi-Fi. If I was on my laptop, it could do that. So I'm sorry you're experiencing that. So hopefully that'll go away quickly. So let's see, what do we got here? I mentioned. Yep, I did that. Yeah, I had 881 watch hours. So I think the first goal is 3,000 watch hours. So, and I did mention Kevin Colby's. Did I mention Kevin Colby's? And if I did already, I'm sorry. If I repeat myself, he's got a great video out. I haven't quite finished it yet. How Google is your secret YouTube tool, and how people searching for a topic could find your channel. And he shows an example of that. So it's definitely worth checking out. So, but anyway, I'm having fun with things, and learning a lot. Going to do more lives. Going to try to learn a few more tools. Oh, I did pick up a new toy. So I got a new toy, of course. And I just, what's ironic? I just made a video on. I never knew I needed that. Well, I never knew I needed this. What is it, you may say? It actually will. It's by Ulanzi, and I found this from Tim Childers. He does a channel, and so it's actually a tripod that you carry. I'm probably doing this wrong, but you can carry it around, and it has a little hook, so you can hang it off of things. And what's neat is you can actually, if your phone has one of these rings, whoops, you gotta make it straight. I would never make it as a demo, but it'll hold the phone, and that's with just a little magnet. So you could set it up, hang it off of something. So if you had it on a hook, or what was really cool is, so I'll put this back in now, take that off the phone, and then I do this. Whoops, do I do it like that? Maybe not. I put it in. Oops, helps if I fold it. Okay. I could never be Vanna White because, I can't demo things worth a lick of spit. But anyway, this will actually hang on a refrigerator too. So you could stick it to the refrigerator, and then you can tilt the phone out and do a recording. So if you do a cooking video, you can attach it to something metal and then angle down. So anyway, they're like $30, but that's a toy that I just bought. I never knew I needed that until I saw it. So there you go. Guilty as charged, Your Honor. Hey, let's see. Mike's Adventure Sparks. Hey, Mike, thanks for joining us. And congratulations on how well your channel's doing. You just, correct me if I'm wrong, Mike, but you just hit 1,000 subscribers, correct? And how you make it out on the view portion of things. I was mentioning before, my subscribers are going up. I might hit the 500 soon, but my view hours are woefully short. I'm at 881 watch hours out of 3,000 needed. So I got a ways to go. So let's see. Mike said, I've never had a problem with views. I believe I'm up around 8,000 in views. Wow, you're doing well. Yeah, my name's Tim, and I've had problems with views. Can we talk? Yeah, I mean, but I don't, I'm just learning, and I haven't been doing this since July. I've only started in July, but, I love seeing all the cool different adventures that you guys are doing. And Paula, I like that video where you shot you and your husband were using the tractor to put the wood pile together, and then you had a nice fire out there. And oh boy, did that speak to my heart. I love nothing better than a good bonfire or fire out there. So boy, oh boy, that did my heart good. And I love watching your dog run around the fields and doing all his antics and stuff, and the shorts that you put up with your dog and stuff. And so that's a lot of fun. So Yes, a nice fire indeed. There's something about it, and it's a wonderful thing. So, Mike, what I did, and I'll mention it to you too, is that I put a list of different channels that I follow, and I'm short a couple channels, but put a copious list of channels. This same list is in the comment of the live stream. So, these are just some, and I didn't include like the large channels, like, the ones that were extremely large. I did include um, Painter Painter Pops in there, which is Larry, and he hit 100,000 subscribers, but he's still one of us because he hit it big on a couple videos that he did. So super happy for him. Let's see, Mike's retirement course says I'm going to reboot my phone and see if it clears my video cache. To quote the Terminator, I'll be back. Well, we hope so, because we may not be on much longer. I've gone through my list. So that's what I also started to do, as I'm kind of working on things, I make up a list. So this is actually a Google Doc that I use, and I just sort of pop different things on. Also, your YouTube chat has been messed up all day. Okay. Yeah, and one thing I mentioned, Mike, I don't know why Google does not put the ability to put a thumbnail on your shorts except through a phone or a mobile device. I haven't looked at how the app looks on a tablet, but of all things, I can't believe that they wouldn't put that ability on the desktop app, because a lot of us are just on the computer. So let's say Mike says, yes, when I type in the chat, it disappears and it doesn't go. And I believe I can't see a lot of the chat. Really? Okay. Are you seeing everything from the chat that we've been doing straight along? If you scroll up, do you get to see all of that? I did on the live stream. I click so folks can replay the chat. So I don't know if you can scroll up and down and see that. But yeah, I wonder I know they've been changing stuff on YouTube. So, and so I'm hoping. Oh, and I am starting to change the way I'm doing my thumbnails. I was so excited, guys, too. Let's see, mess up all day. Okay. I was so excited that, I made a new thumbnail. So let's see, who was it that mentioned? Old Mike. Old Mike suggested that I change my thumbnails because he thought maybe my text would be cut off on phones and mobile devices. So I changed up how I was doing it. So I was so excited. So, like you can take your picture, and then if you click on it on the iPhone, it will take a copy of you. It'll do an outline of my body, and then take that picture, and you can save it off as another file. Then I go over to Canva, which is a free app, and then I upload the picture, and then I put a blue background, and I put that picture on. And because Apple will allow you to, it makes the background transparent that's around your photo, and then it kind of puts it over the blue background, and then I can put some words on it. So I can be like one of the cool kids who has all these really nice thumbnails. So this way I can get 1 million views. But I will say this, that when I did that, I've gotten way more views than when I didn't do that sort of edit on the thumbnails. So I appreciate Mike mentioning that, because really, a lot of, you got to get people's attention to actually, sometimes they don't read the titles or they don't search on things. They'll just be scrolling through and just happen to see an icon or a thumbnail that catches their eyes. So it's too bad you have to go to that level to get people's attention. It's like you're going, I'm here, look at me, look at me, look at me. So, so I'm doing my, hey, here I am, look at me, and doing my weird faces and my surprised expressions for YouTube pictures and stuff. So if anything, I'll have a lot of fun. And I even asked, did you guys know, I asked AI for a picture of a family farm. without any words on it, and I'm going to use it as a thumbnail background for the video on that book that I mentioned. So I'm actually, and that leads me, didn't even have it on my list, but since I got you here, I don't know how many of you subscribe to Amazon Prime, and we have those evil speaker devices that, will listen to your request and then answer back to you. And sometimes they'll answer back to you even when you didn't ask it something, and offer you to put it on your shopping list. The Echo device that goes by another name. Let's see. So they have a new feature. They have the Alexa. I hope the speaker doesn't come on now. .amazon.com, and it's actually an AI front end. So you can, just like ChatGPT, I've been using that to kind of, hey, give me a title, description, and hashtags for a video that's about, and I give it some description, and it comes up with it for me. So it's wonderful. So if you have Prime, Amazon Prime, be sure to check that out. It's really cool. Sometimes you have to ask it to do it a couple times. It's not perfect, but boy, is it helpful. And ChatGPT, because I got the free version, will cut me off after a couple of requests, where Amazon Prime, they throw it in as part of what you pay the subscription for. So again, it's just alexa.amazon.prime. So check it out. It's definitely a pretty cool item. Let's see. Mike said, I think I fixed it. I'm not seeing the video freeze like it was. Okay, good. So guys, check that out. Oh, I got this. The hazards of having a beard and a mustache. Keeps on going up my nose. Darn. Sorry, guys. Doesn't make for a great live feed when you see the guy twiddling with his nose, but we're all safe together. So, and I did put out a little short video today, something different, advertising the live feed tonight. Asking people to join us for the live stream. So I don't know if anybody saw that, but trying to attract different people to the channel as well. So, trying all things, be all things to all men, to win some, I think I heard that somewhere. Well, no, but yeah, it's, oh, good. You did see it. So did you think it was hokey or karaoke or a little bit dopey? You can be honest here. I like the fact that you've been doing a lot of shorts too, Mike. Mike's Retirement Corner. He's been doing a lot of stuff, and effective too. I have to ask you at some point what you're using as a tool. Oh, good. Thank you. I appreciate that. You use it as a tool. I don't know. I don't know if you guys, and maybe you can explain this one to me, or maybe even do a video on it. With YouTube, they've got now where you can do clips. So I don't know I haven't tried it too much yet, but I may try. Oh, so you're using Nexus Clips. Okay. Is that one you have to subscribe to? I confess. Claire Parks. Oops. No, Claire, I can't talk to you right now. So as you can tell, she's trying to call me now. So I can't answer her. So she'll leave a message. Somebody I knew up here, and then they moved to Texas. So anyway, the Nexus Clips, is that one you have to subscribe to? Because I've been doing the free option so far, but I guess I'm going to have to. Is it reasonable? Okay. What do they get for a year of doing that? And do you upload the video, and can they take all formats? So that might be something to, you know what? I'm going to do a screenshot of that, Mike. So I hit that button. And then I'm going to take a screenshot, and I'll have the picture for later. Let's see. What's reasonable? Okay, no problem. I can look it up and check it out. But if you say it's reasonable, then I'll have to check it out. And I've been cutting out some subscriptions. I think there's a couple streaming channels I got rid of because honestly, I've been watching. And of course now I'm going to draw a blank on it. There's one called Tubi, Tubi, that does, and they make their money by doing advertisements. Yes, you have to sit through advertisements, but it's got a bunch of different channel content. I think the other one is a Yaz, no, not Yazio. It does mostly another one that does streaming for free, but you can get it on the streaming boxes. And then I've been watching a lot of Star Trek, the old Star Trek from the 1960s. So that's been a lot of fun. That's a boy. I tell you what, one of these days I'll have to do it. We are living the Star Trek age, short of having a spaceship and being the commander of a starship. The sliding doors that automatically open for you, the communicators that look so outdated now that we've got cell phones. It's hysterical. All the things that were predicted back then or shown back then have become reality today. So that's a fun one to do on. Let's see. Mike says you upload the video and it tells you and tell it what you want. It does several suggestions per video, but you can make anything you want. Let's see. CG said, I've been talking about Star Trek a lot recently. Hey, that's great. And some Trekkies aren't very open-minded about different opinions. Yeah, I don't get why people are so dogmatic. My goodness. You get this rift between Star Wars and Star Trek, which is more realistic. They're fantasy. They're both fantasy. Star Trek was in the 1960s. Then the fans kept it alive. Star Trek died after 3 years. It was ahead of its time. Actually, I found something interesting that I watched on YouTube, because everything you'd watch on YouTube is true, right? That Lucille Ball, of all people, had a lot to do with Star Trek becoming the show that it was and fighting for its right to survive. And also, she promoted a lot of things. So I thought that was very interesting. But then, The Next Generation was cool too. I didn't watch as much of it, but at that point, that came out. CG could address this, but let's see. The Next Generation, that came out, was it late 80s into the early 90s? Was that correct? And then, of course, they had Deep Space Nine, and then they had a few different ones. And then they had the one with Commander Janeway. And then they had the one with the early Star Trek with the guy who was on, oh gosh, there was a few of them. But they're all good in their own right, And people, as I say, y'all need to get along. It's just pure entertainment, but people get so dogmatic about things. My goodness. Too much dogmatism. That thing. Too much of that around. Let's see. Mike says I saw that too. Yeah. Saw that too. And then, hey, Sam's here. Good. Hey, Sam. And be sure to check out Sam's channel, Retired Inspired. CG and I were, I was saying to CG earlier when the streaming just started, that, it was nice seeing him on Sam's live stream. And be sure to check out Sam's live stream. And he is in one of the links that I provide in the comments. Go to Retire Inspired Sunday nights at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. If you're in the Eastern time zone like myself, it's at 8:30. So be sure to check out his channel. It's a lot of fun. So that's good. Everybody's getting to talk with each other. Yes. Oh, so Tim, Mike's retirement corner says I'm a hopeless Trekkie. Yeah, I love Star Trek. And I like Star Wars too. And I liked all of the films. I mean, people get on the second trilogy, but, I had fun with it anyway. Let's see. CG said, and let's see. Okay. It's 1987, not 84. Okay, good. So 1987. That's the year I met my wife to be, 1987. And let's see. CG says below, The Next Generation got started in 1987 and ended in the 90s. It also got 4 films and revival show that had 3 seasons. Okay. Didn't they make, was one of the series that I've only heard about it. I haven't watched it, Picard. I don't know if that's still a thing or, and of course, then they made the Star Trek movies. And then, So it's a fun thing, you know. It's a lot of great stuff. Sam, you graduated. Oh, you young guy, you graduated in 1987. I got you beat by a couple of years. I graduated back in 1982, back when the Stone Age was alive and cavemen wandered the fields. So, yep, um, um, I'll be 63 this June. So, yep, I don't look a day over 67. Let's see. CG said Picard is the revival show. Good. And Mike says Strange New Worlds. Strange New Worlds was great. Was that what, Mike? Was that a Star Trek thing or Strange New Worlds? You have to explain that one to me. I'm drawing a blank. Let's say CG said almost everybody from the next generation came back for Picard. That's awesome. Yeah, it's I would love to see that. Okay, Mike, it is a Star. Really? I don't know. Strange New Worlds was great. Okay, focuses on Pike, the captain that came before Kirk. Okay, whoa, am I way out of that? That is, uh, I just remember Captain Pike when they did the Star Trek, the original Star Trek, with him in that mobile wheelchair thing. There was a box, and you could only have three lights: the red, yellow, and green. But wow, where what? So where are we catching all of these Star Trek cool episodes? Where does one where does one happen to see these? Because my inquirer mind wants to know. I hope it's not on a streaming service that I have to subscribe to. I'd be very sad indeed. But yeah, I love Star Trek. And there's a new. Let's see, Star Trek's Paramount Plus. Oh, okay. I don't have Paramount Plus. I'm on. My wife and daughter. They like Hulu and Peacock. Is that right? They like watching Monk and also The Office and a couple of them. So okay, I'll have to see how much Paramount Plus is. So darn, and double darn and rats. They should stream that for free. It'd be great if it was on Tubi. I'd watch all the commercials in the world just to see that. Wow. Well, this is very cool. And there's a new movie coming out by is it Bill Weir? He had a new book that he put. He's the one that did it on Mars a few years back, and they made a movie out of it. And there's a new movie coming out, I think, pretty soon. If it's not, I think this weekend it's coming out in the theaters. And I can't remember, so I'm being very helpful by not remembering the name of the book that's become a movie now. So thanks, Tim. But I think it's Bill Weir. He has a series of books. So any of you science fiction fans there might be able to address my shortcomings and put the name of the title of the movie coming out. But it's supposed to come out. So I'm going to see that. My daughter wants to see that with me. So I think we're going to go to the movie theater, which will be very cool. That'll be a lot of fun. A little father-daughter time. So, oh, and what I was going to mention, I didn't write this down on the list, but now I'm having all sorts of recall on what cool things I've been playing around with. I've been using an app called WhatsApp, and this is probably old school and old hat to a lot of folks out there, but I got the WhatsApp, and the reason being is that my son is in WhatsApp. Oops, it's that little icon there, and it's great because I could set it up to do, like I have for my whole family, and that's my, whoops, that is my wife. See, she does exist, and I'm trying to get her on there. I tried to get her on the channel tonight. I am going to get her on eventually. She's the better half of me. That's my beautiful wife. We're at the Olive Garden, but I love this app. We actually went to the Olive Garden, but I've been sending videos to my son, so I'll send him some goofy video. But they got little things that go on, so I don't know. It's probably been out for years, and I'm just late to the game. But I've been having fun with WhatsApp on the phone. Yes, and there she is, Mrs. Tim. She'll probably kill me for sharing that, but she's got to watch the live stream to actually know I did it. So shh, don't say anything. Jean-Luc Picard is my favorite Star Trek. I liked when he. Oh, really? So WhatsApp has replaced texting? Yeah, it's. I do it mostly because we, with my son being in Romania, we can't really call him. We use FaceTime, FaceTime on the phone, which works, and he can use the Wi-Fi in his apartment because they're about 6, 7 hours ahead of us. So we're using that. But I find this frightfully cool that I could actually record a little video, and you can do the regular video, or you can do this little round 60-second or so video, which I've been having terrible fun with and having a good old time. So let's catch up on the comments here. Let's say CG says Jean-Luc is my favorite Star Trek captain. Mike says WhatsApp has replaced texting for us. And let's see, Paula says I love Picard and Will Riker. There you go. Yeah, they were good. And I'm like, who was actually Will Riker? Didn't he have a thing for the ship's counselor? And then they had Worf too in that series. Let's see. First Contact was a great movie. Next Generation is timeless. Yeah, good movies. Have any of you come up with a name of that movie that's supposed to come out this weekend? It's the book was by Bill Weir. I could probably go looking for it, but yes, Will and Deanna Troi. And then what was interesting, wasn't Deanna Troy's mother on the show, if I remember right? Wasn't that Gene Roddenberry's wife who played Deanna Troy's mother on that show? A little trivia that Gene Roddenberry's wife did a guest appearance. So I thought that was kind of cool when I saw her on it. And there we go with the nose again. Sorry, folks. See, we're having a good old time talking about Star Trek. That sure beats all the topics I picked out. Let's see. Okay, Mike said, still here, listening, trying to get dinner made. Okay, what are we having for dinner, Mike? Oh, okay, so you use WhatsApp too. Oh, good. Hey, Catherine. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Be sure to rewatch the video. We've got people's links out there to different channels and stuff. So great to have you here. Thanks so much for joining. Very exciting. And check out Catherine's Fabulous 60s channel as well. I forget where I saw your channel and initially subscribed, but I'm glad you joined us. So great to have you here. Well, we're actually making record here. I think this might be the longest live stream I have ever done. So this is very exciting. Usually I don't know what to talk about after 40 minutes, and it's amazing. My daughter can talk on the phone, and my wife, they can talk for a long time, and I lose. I can only talk so long. My daughter's great. She can talk to all her friends, and they spend hours on the phone. It's amazing. Let's see. Thank you. Let's see. Catherine says, thank you. Maybe Rob. Yes, it was Rob the Maritimer. Thank you. And he's got a great channel there too. I watch his videos as well. Let's see. All I see. Oh, really, Mike? All you see right now is Mike. Well, I'm glad it popped up, Catherine. We do this every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And be sure to check out Retire Inspired. That's Sam's channel. He does a stream on Sunday nights at 7:30 p.m. Central Time and 8:30 Eastern Time. And I was joking around earlier that, I was amazed I was able to stay up past my bedtime and not fall asleep at the desk. And I got to watch his live stream. So that was a lot of fun. So I'm glad you joined us. Well, folks, I think we're just about done. Let's see. Oh, your camera's very clear. What are you using? Okay. I'm using the Hollyland camera. Let me see. I will in fact, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to do an Audible here. Just bear with me, folks, because I've got another browser tab open. Amazon, and I'm going to go to orders, and I'm going to go to look at Hollyland Land, yep. Whoops. What I say it was supposed to be Holy Land. Okay, search. Okay. So here we go. Sam's coming to a neighborhood near you. I'm going to copy this link. So this is just a link to Amazon. So I'm going to put this in the chat because I can. There we go. So click there, and that will show you that one that I'm using. And I'm also using another one for when I use my phone and I need a little boost on my voice. I use these microphones, which I'm going to share the link with you now. Let me bring that up. And this is the Hollyland Lark microphone. Again, on Amazon. And this is here. There you go, folks. The first one is the video camera, and it streams 4K. And it has this thing where, so you see how I go back and forth? So if I go back here, it'll adjust the video automatically. Or if I go over here, it'll follow me here. If I go over here, it'll follow me there. Or if I wiggle my head, it doesn't know what to do. So it does that. Let's see, retired. Does that camera link with the Hollyland microphone? Yes, in fact, they have one that comes here. I'll show you. So if you order the one with a microphone, they have one with and one without. So the little microphone that I'm wearing here, they give you a cradle for two of them, and you just charge it here, and it just has a USB, regular USB cable. You plug it in your computer or charger, and then so I've got three of these microphones. So this is the same kind that is in my other one that I use with the phone. So you go ahead and, so it's a great little tool to use. So check it out and have a lot of fun. Mike's Retirement Corner, thanks for joining us tonight. And I'm going to probably wrap it up here, guys. But I really super appreciate all of you being here. Appreciate all of you. And I look forward to talking with you next week. And we're going to be having some more videos coming out and some shorts. So be sure to check them out. But again, I hope you all have a great night and have a restful night until we see each other again. Thanks again. Bye-bye.